Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, woke up on the wrong side of the bed again, fam. Trump can't stop taking L's lately. His latest L comes in the fashion of not being able to pursue his $10 billion lawsuit against the American people, where he sued the IRS. Yeah, fam. Basically, what happened is a judge has already said, look, man, you don't have a case because you can't be the plaintiff and the defendant at the same time. There's a conflict of interest here. You run the IRS, but you also run the Justice Department. So Trump withdrew his lawsuit. But don't get too excited, fam, because this dude right here is very, very sneaky. Oh, he's a cunning one, fam. Just when you think you got him, you know what I'm saying? Very, very slippery when wet. Yeah, man, you got to watch that dude. He is really, really something else. He's not like the rest of them, fam. Very, very determined to break the law. I want you to check out this article in Politico. Okay, Trump drops a $10 billion lawsuit against IRS over leaked tax returns. President Donald Trump and the Justice Department have reached an agreement to dismiss a $10 billion lawsuit he filed against the IRS over the leaking of his tax returns by a government contractor, a court filing Monday indicated. Spokespeople for Trump's legal team and DOJ did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the terms of the deal, but Trump's attorneys filed a notice Monday with a federal court in Miami voluntarily dismissing the lawsuit he filed in January. The court action came after U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams, who is overseeing the case, raised doubts about whether the litigation could proceed since Trump was effectively both the plaintiff and defendant. Williams had ordered both sides to file formal legal arguments on that issue. The court action comes after U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams, who is overseeing the case, raised doubts about whether the litigation could proceed since Trump was effectively both the plaintiff and defendant. Williams had ordered both sides to file formal legal arguments on that issue by Wednesday and took unusual steps of appointing outside attorneys. Williams had ordered both sides to file formal legal arguments on that issue by Wednesday and took the unusual step of appointing outside attorneys to advise the court on the legal questions involved. She'd set a hearing on the matter for next week, but Trump's new filing contends that the case is now over since he has the right to dismiss it at any early stage without judicial approval. But Trump's new filings contend that the case is now over since he has the right to defend it at an early stage without judicial approval. The development comes 4 months after Trump, his sons, and family business sued the IRS for $10 billion for failing to properly oversee a contractor who leaked the tax returns of the president and other wealthy individuals to the media 7 years ago. The contractor, Charles Littlejohn, pleaded guilty in 2023 to leaking Trump's returns along with the returns of thousands of other wealthy Americans. A federal judge in Washington sentenced him to 5 years in prison, the maximum he could receive under the plea deal he reached with prosecutors. Littlejohn has appealed his sentence. Littlejohn has appealed his sentence, arguing it was unduly harsh. Trump's civil lawsuit immediately drew criticism for the tax and legal world because of the novelty So he pleaded guilty in 2023, which means that's when Biden was in office. Why didn't Biden pardon him? I mean, wasn't he doing God's work? Well, yeah, he exposed Trump. He did something that the government couldn't even do. He did something that none of his political opponents could do. Seemed like to me, Biden would have said, I got you, man. I got you. Appreciate that. I wonder why he didn't do that. Interesting. You know something else that I find interesting? I find it interesting that the party who claims that protesters are being paid now wants to pay protesters. Or should I say terrorists? They keep calling them January 6 rioters. They don't even say, let me back up. They don't even say rioters. They say January 6 protesters. January 6. No, these were terrorists. They tried to overthrow the government. Hey, if any other group did something like that, wouldn't they call it what it is? Wouldn't they say it was terrorist? Wouldn't they call them terrorists? I'm just saying, fam, wouldn't they use the term terrorist to describe them? I wonder why they didn't use the term terrorist. Interesting. I'm trying to figure it out, fam. I just be trying to add stuff up, 2 plus 2, 6 plus 6, that type of stuff. I don't even try to do algebra with it, man. Just basic rudimentary math. That's it. As far as I can go. Yeah, but anyway, $10 billion. He's going to try to figure out another way to get it. You know that, right? He's going to try to figure out another way to get to that money. This dude never, ever, he don't know how to quit. Now, the trip part about it is if he used his energy for good and his power for good, I think this country would be in very good shape. But Trump uses his power and his energy for bad. Even how he communicates online. This dude pops up on a daily basis, going on racist tirades on a daily basis, not just racist, but just angry, just always hate, just hate every day. It's a fight. And he's fighting against Americans. And then even when it's something on a international scale, he sounds like a fifth grader complaining about it. I'm going to powwow your country. It'll just go boom and nothing will be left. He posted a picture of himself pushing a red button as if he was blowing up something. He's pushing a nuclear button like he was going to blow up, like he was blowing up something. He posted a picture of himself overnight of aliens, with him and aliens, surrounded by aliens. This is President of the United States. Wouldn't somebody suggest that this guy is probably, gone? He's probably mentally not there. But let them tell it. Everything is good. Everything's kosher. I don't trust it. I don't trust no parts of this. That $10 billion is going to come back into play one way or another. Remember now, at one point he backed off to 10 million and said, you know what? I'm at 10 billion. I don't need 10 billion, but I do want 1.7 billion. Actually, the correct number, the accurate number was $1,776,000,000, which would be indicative of 1776, America's year of independence from Great Britain. So he is going to try to figure out another way to get that money. He wanted that 1.7 billion. he claims, to pay his company's January 6 rioters and who else did he say? Anybody else who felt offended, by the election results. This is when he lost, and he claimed that he won the 2020 election. Insane, fam. So where do we go from here? Call me suspicious, but I suspect that we have not heard the last of this. Trump is trying to figure out another way he can get some money. He's trying to figure out another way he can get his hands on some money, and everything else is just wishful thinking. And he's going to do it. He's going to figure out some kind of way to get his hands on some of that money. The idea that a president can sue the government that he represents is already out of order. Like, do you understand how absurd that sounds? Right? But here we are. It took 4 months to resolve that issue. That issue should have been thrown out day one. It should have never made its way into a court. The lawyer who put the paperwork together should have been disbarred for even writing something like that up. As a lawyer, you have a duty. You have a professional duty to yourself, to the state where you're licensed, to your client, to not make them look like a damn fool, to give them good legal advice. If he had came to me, well, first of all, I wouldn't have been his lawyer. But let's just say I had a client who came to me with something like that. We can't do that. We're not going to be able to do that. Let's look at some alternatives. Well, I still want to, you're going to have to get yourself another lawyer, because I'm not going to let another person make me look like a damn fool, especially on purpose. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.